And it was an amazing game of football between Portugal and Czech Republic, where Francisco Conceicao came in the very last minute to rescue the 3 points for Portugal. I'm not going to be talking about it alone. John, how are you? How did you see the game?
I'm fine, man. It was an awesome game. I love to see football played the way it was tonight. Now, we thought we were going to see some certain nation called Portugal, spared a couple of blushes here and there by a surprise goal from Provod. But unfortunately, it was not supposed to be so because Portugal were able to fight their way back into the game thanks to goals from Francisco Conceicao and also the own goal, which wasn't nice, to Czech Republic for them to have such a good first half dominating the game, for them to also get the goal in the 62nd minute within a shout of getting a win over Portugal in this encounter, only for them to fall short thanks to that own goal. Let's not even dig into the goal that was ruled off for Portugal. Let's not dig into that one. And then Portugal were able to fight and come back into the game. Wow, it shows a fighting spirit from Portugal. And I'm no Czech Republic are going to be feeling left out because they could have gotten away with at least a win or a point. But now they walk away with zero, nothing, nada. And
Now, looking at that game, you saw the goalkeeper absolutely throughout the game almost shone Cristiano Ronaldo, making him impotent in front of goal. You saw the one-on-one where he had to body out the ball, and you say this goalkeeper should be one of the keepers for the tournament to look out for. But looking at that spill that cost the own goal, he spilled it to his defender and hit the shin and come into the post. What will you say about that scenario? Was it too much pressure from the Portuguese side?
yeah. If you look at the way the game had been going from the first half, Portugal never lacked for chances to create. They had good chances created. They created a lot of chances. They had a lot of pressure on the attack. If you look at the shots on target, you can see even those off target, they created more scoring opportunities. They had more shots on target. They even had more blocked shots as against Czech Republic's record of 2 blocked shots. So they had, and they were putting that defense under a lot of pressure. And it's what happened in football when you put a defense under a lot of pressure. Something has to give. Either somebody is going to make a mistake that is going to lead to the goal being scored, or somebody is going to either cause a penalty or something. Something will just have to give. But the most important thing is that they were on that defense, making sure they were bombarding them left, right, and center. You look at chances created by Bernardo Silva. You look at chances created from Cristiano Ronaldo coming into the 18. You look at all the other things that were in the mix for them, and of course, something had to give, obviously, and
Now,
they got
talking
the
about
own
talking
goal.
about the Portuguese side, a certain player, outfielded player, oldest in the league so far, 41-year-old, giving out the
Yeah.
performance he's giving out. Talking about Pepe now, what do you think? I don't know how I feel, but I feel like this is players. Is it that the Portuguese side don't have a replacement for him yet, or is it that nobody is good enough to take him out of that position?
For me, I think it's not about, we when we talk about these things, a lot of people can get sentimental talking about age. A lot of people have been calling for Cristiano Ronaldo to retire. What is he doing in the national side? A lot of people have been saying a couple of things about Pepe. When the starting 11 came out, they were saying that Pepe starting alongside Ruben Diaz, that is he going to be able to fit to keep up with the energy that the Czech Republic side are coming in. And Pepe has come in and given a masterclass. He showed that class is, inbuilt, okay? And he is able to control that defense, to be able to put in a yeoman effort today. Now, he is the oldest player playing in this competition, and he has set the bar so high, okay? There are lots of talent. If you look at the Portuguese team, they are not wanting for talent anyway, any day. There are lots of talent, but the fact remains that there's only one Pepe. And for a while, Pepe is going to be available. They are obviously going to start him. Now, as we go into the tournament and as the physicality of the game begins to bear in on him, he's going to be subbed out for some other younger defensive let me say center half to come in and sub him and replace him. but he's fit, he's raring to go, and I don't see anybody who is going to come in now and make us miss Pepe in that center half pairing.
Talking about replacement, I think I saw one during the game talking about Nuno Mendes, who came in,
yes.
and you saw him pairing with Pepe. I don't know why they keep doing this. A 3-man flat defense, and you say this is the defenders to look out for. Nuno Mendes, Ruben Diaz. Maybe that will be the next pairing you'll be seeing in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
But now let's talk about the scorer, the winning goal. Who scored the winning goal?
Yeah.
He didn't play the match. He came into the game in the 90th minute. And just a minute after, he scored the goal, forgetting the fact that Portugal considered a goal in the 62nd minute.
Yeah.
And somehow, after 8 minutes, they kind of equalized, all thanks to that spinner from Bernardo Silva. If he hadn't spinned the ball that way, I don't think the keeper would be spilling, because everybody was, even the media were saying the keeper should have at least held on to the ball and not push it out to hit the other person. So if not for that spinner from Bernardo Silva, I think Portugal will still be struggling till the 90th minute.
Yeah, let's not forget that there was also a situation like that when Cristiano Ronaldo had the opportunity to take a free kick, and everybody was like cheering him, waiting for him to score one from his free kick, and the goalkeeper bundled the first reaction but was able to double back. Okay, it didn't happen for him the second time going around it, receiving that type of a shot, and he spilled it into his player's shin and conceded the goal. You understand? So it's something that they need to work on, the way the communication in the defense. I'm looking at the center halves and their communication with their goalkeeper. Obviously it happens to the best of goalkeepers, but I feel like it also creates a lot of controversy in the game too, if you look at how the game was going, because the game was going one way, and then that threw the doors wide open.
I think that's a problem for
defenders
sitting back into your own box. When we talked about the game yesterday, where I said defenders were sitting back, but they were actually not sitting deep. They came out to the midfield to try and cover, because they have defensive midfielders to play in the midfield. So they kind of covered from the midfield and not going to their own box. But you see a Portuguese side average, every 10 minutes, they average at least 10 crosses in. Looking for one to connect to Ronaldo, and the goalkeeper was just there waiting for Ronaldo. And whenever he puts his head on the ball,
Ronaldo is very, very deadly when it comes to getting those headers in. So it's a good one. It's a good one to see. Let's see how they now move on from this.
Now, before we go now, let's talk about the winner, the goal scorer for the winning goal, Francisco. Coming in the 90th minute. It tells you, I like to compare this to club football. This is a player that was shipped out on loan to Ajax, I think last season, or perhaps last 2 seasons. And this just concluded season, he's played some games, just making 3 assists. And you say he's not a forward to look out for. He's not a forward that would come into the game and score you goals. But coming into the 90th minute and scoring just 1 minute into the game.
One thing we need to understand is that this is one of the biggest stages in European football.
Yes.
And players want to sell themselves. That's why do you think players obviously hold off negotiating new deals until after the Euros?
So they
because
can attract more deals.
So that's the thing. He came in there. I feel he's a better striker than Goncalo Ramos. And no disrespect to Goncalo Ramos, but Goncalo Ramos misses big opportunities in certain games. And this man has come in, was able to get in on the goal in the dying embers of the match.
Just playing 1 minute for the team.
Yeah, just playing 1 minute, but was able to get that touch,
I think that's what we see during trials in Nigeria here, where they give you 5 minutes to showcase your talent, so you can, when scouts are looking around. So I think that's just fantastic for him. Now, more scouts will be looking at him to get him away from Porto, perhaps your favorite club, Man City or Man United, might be looking to sign him out.
We've gotten our fair share of Portuguese talent. Maybe they should try the noisy neighbors next door, talking about Manchester United.
I think Man City should be the noisy neighbors, not Man United. That's a time on Vote FM Sports. This is just the podcast post-match analysis for this game against Portugal, against Czech Republic. It was a fantastic game. We'll be here tomorrow to give you more updates on what's happening in and around the world of sports. Bye for now.
Ciao.